Welcome to the Very Frequency channel. Today I'm going to be reading to you from Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming by Stephen LaBerge, Ph.D., and Howard Rheingold. Today we're on Chapter 4, Falling Asleep Consciously. If you've missed any of the previous chapters of this wonderful dreaming book, remember you can find them on our original playlist tab in the playlist titled Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming. And we also want to encourage you to check out our community tab too, where we share video posts, updates, polls, random photographs, all kinds of cool stuff for you to interact with. And we love interacting with you in the comment section. If you're new to our channel, remember to hit the like button for us, the big red button, and then the little bell so that you get all of our channel notifications. All right. And here we go. Chapter 4, Falling Asleep Consciously. Wake-initiated lucid dreams, also known as wilds. In the last chapter, we talked about strategies for inducing lucid dreams by carrying an idea from the waking world into the dream, such as an intention to comprehend the dream state, a habit of critical state testing, or the recognition of a dream sign. These strategies are intended to stimulate a dreamer to become lucid within a dream. This chapter presents a completely different set of approaches to the world of lucid dreaming based on the idea of falling asleep consciously. This involves retaining consciousness while wakefulness is lost and allows direct entry into the lucid dream state without any loss of reflective consciousness. The basic idea has many variations. While falling asleep, you can focus on hypnagogic hypnagogitions. While falling asleep, you can focus on hypnagogic sleep onset imagery. Deliberate visualizations, your breath or heartbeat, the sensation in your body, your sense of self, and so on. If you keep the mind sufficiently active while the tendency to enter REM sleep is strong, you feel your body fall asleep, but you, that is to say, your consciousness, remains awake. The next thing you know, you will find yourself in a dream world, fully lucid. These two different strategies for inducing lucidity result in two different types of lucid dreams. Experiences in which people consciously enter dreaming sleep are referred to as wake-initiated lucid dreams, wilds, in contrast to dream-initiated lucid dreams, which are dilds, in which people become lucid after they have fallen asleep unconsciously. The two kinds of lucid dreams differ in a number of ways. Wilds always happens in association with brief awakenings, sometimes only 1 or 2 seconds long, from the immediate return to REM sleep. The sleeper has a subjective impression of having been awake. This is not true of the dilds, although both kinds of lucid dreams are more likely to occur later in the night. The proportion of wilds also increases with time of night. In other words, wilds are most likely to occur in the late morning hours or in afternoon naps. This is strikingly evident in my own record of lucid dreams. Of 33 lucid dreams from the first REM period of the night, only 1, or 3%, was a wild, compared with 13 out of 32, which is 41%, lucid dreams from afternoon naps. Generally speaking, wilds are less frequent than dilds. In a laboratory study of 76 lucid dreams, 72% were dilds compared with 28% wilds. The proportion of wilds observed in the laboratory seems, by my experience, to be considerably higher than the proportion of wilds reported at home. To take a specific example, Wilds account for only 5 to 10% of my home record of lucid dreams, but for fully 40% of my first 15 lucid dreams in the laboratory. I believe there are two reasons for this highly significant difference. Whenever I spent the night in the sleep laboratory, I was highly conscious of every time I awakened, and I made extraordinary efforts not to move more than necessary in order to minimize interference with physiological recordings. Thus, my awakenings from REM in the lab were more likely to lead to conscious returns to REM than awakenings at home when I was sleeping with neither heightened consciousness of my environment and self nor a particular intent not to move. This suggests that wild induction techniques might be highly effective under the proper conditions. Paul Thawley notes that while techniques for different entry to the dream state require considerable practice in the beginning, they offer correspondingly great rewards. When mastered, these techniques, like mild, can confer the capacity to induce lucid dreams virtually at will. Attention on hypnagogic I'm not sure how to say that. Attention on hypnagogic imagery. The most common strategy for inducing wilds is to fall asleep while focusing on the hypnagogic imagery that accompanies sleep onset. Initially, you are likely to see relatively simple images, flashes of light, geometric patterns, and the like. Gradually, more complicated forms appear, faces, people, and finally, entire scenes. The following account of what the Russian philosopher Ph.D. Ospensky called half-dream states provides a vivid example of what hypnagogic imagery can be like. I am falling asleep. Golden dots, sparks, and tiny stars appear and disappear before my eyes. These sparks and stars gradually merge into a golden net with diagonal meshes which move slowly and regularly in rhythm with the beating of my heart, which I feel quite distinctly. The next moment, the golden net is transformed into rows of brass helmets belonging to Roman soldiers marching along the street below. I hear their measured tread and watch them from the window of a high house in Galata, in Constantinople, in a narrow lane, one end of which leads to the old wharf and the Golden Horn with its ships and steamers and the minarets of Stamboul behind them. I hear their heavy measured tread, and I see the sun shining on their helmets. Then suddenly I detach myself from the window sill on which I am lying, and in the same reclining position fly slowly over the lane, over the houses, and then over the Golden Horn, in the direction of Stamboul. I smell the sea, feel the wind, the warm sun. The flying gives me a wonderfully pleasant sensation, and I cannot help opening my eyes. Ospensky's half-dream starts developed out of a habit of observing the contents of his mind while falling asleep, or in half-sleep after awakening from a dream. He notes that they were much easier to observe in the morning after awakening than before sleep at the beginning of the night, and did not occur at all without definite efforts. Dr. Nathan Rapport, an American psychiatrist, cultivated an approach to lucid dreaming very similar to Ospensky's. While in bed awaiting sleep, the experimenter interrupts his thoughts every few minutes with an effort to recall the mental items vanishing before each intrusion by that inquisitive attention. This habit is continued into sleep itself, with results like the following. Brilliant lights flashed, and a myriad of sparkles twinkled from a magnificent cut-glass chandelier. Interesting as any stage extravaganza were the many quaintly detailed figurines upon a mantel against the distance, paneled wall adorned in rococo. At the at the right, a merry group of beauties and gallants in the most elegant attire of Victorian England idled away, a pleasant occasion. This scene continued for a period of which I was not aware before I discovered that it was not reality but a mental picture, and that I was viewing it. Instantly it became an incommunicably beautiful vision. It was with the greatest stealth that my vaguely awakened mind began to peep, for I knew that these glorious shows end abruptly because of such intrusions. I thought, have I here one of those mind pictures that are without motion? As if in reply, one of the young ladies gracefully waltzed about the room. She returned to the group and immobility, with a smile lighting her pretty face, which was turned over her shoulder toward me. The entire color scheme was unobtrusive despite the kaleidoscopic sparkles of the chandeliers. The exquisite blues and creamy pinks of the rich setting and costumes. I felt that only my interest in dreams brought my notice to the tints, delicate yet all alive as if with inner illumination. Hypnagogic imagery technique. Number 1. Relax completely. While lying in bed, gently close your eyes and relax your head, neck, back, arms, and legs. Completely let go of all muscular and mental tension and breathe slowly and restfully. Enjoy the feeling of relaxation and let go of your thoughts, worries, and concerns. If you have just awakened from sleep, you are probably sufficiently relaxed. Otherwise, you may use either the progressive relaxation exercise on page 53 or the 61-point relaxation exercise on page 54 to relax more deeply. Let everything wind down slower and slower, more and more relaxed, until your mind becomes as serene as the calmest sea. Number 2, observe the visual images. Gently focus your attention on the visual images that will gradually appear before your mind's eye. Watch how the images begin and end. Try to observe the images as delicately as possible, allowing them to be passively reflected in your mind as they unfold. Do not attempt to hold on to the images, but instead just watch without attachment or desire for action. While doing this, try to take the perspective of a detached observer as much as possible. At first, you will see a sequence of disconnected, fleeting patterns and images. Images will gradually develop into scenes that become more and more complex, finally joining into extended sequences. Number 3, enter the dream. When the imagery becomes a moving, vivid scenario, you should allow yourself to be passively drawn into the dream world. Do not try to actively enter the dream scene, but instead continue to take a detached interest in the imagery. Let your involvement with what is happening draw you into the dream, but be careful of too much involvement and too little attention. Don't forget that you are dreaming now. Commentary. Probably the most difficult part of this technique to master is entering the dream at step 3. The challenge is to develop a delicate vigilance, an unobtrusive observer perspective, from which you let yourself be drawn into the dream. As Paul Thawley has emphasized, it is not desirable to want actively to enter into the scenery, since such an intention, as a rule, causes the scenery to disappear. A passive volition, similar to that described in the section on autosuggestion in the previous chapter, is required. In Thawley's words, instead of actively wanting to enter into the scenery, the subject should attempt to let himself be carried into it passively. A Tibetan teacher advises a similar frame of mind. While delicately observing the mind, lead it gently into the dream state, as though you were leading a child by the hand. Another risk is that once you've entered into the dream, the world can seem so realistic that it is easy to lose lucidity, as happened in the beginning of reports Wilde described above. As insurance in case this happens, Thawley recommends that you resolve to carry out a particular action in the dream, so that if you momentarily lose lucidity, you may remember your intention to carry out the action and thereby regain lucidity. Attention on visualizations. Another approach to the induction of wilds, much favored by the Tibetan tradition, involves deliberate visualization of a symbol while focusing on hypnagogic imagery. The symbolic nature of the imagery probably helps awareness to persist through the process of sleep onset. We will present 3 variations on this technique. 2 from an ancient manual of teachings dating from the 8th century Tibet, and a third from a modern teacher of Tibetan Buddhism. As you will see in the following exercises, yogic visualization related to sleep are frequently situated in the throat. Yogic psychophysiology holds that our bodies contain subtle centers of awareness, called chakras, 7 in number. They are located throughout the body, from the base of the spine to the top of the head. One of these, the throat chakra, is said to regulate sleep and wakefulness. The degree of activation of the throat chakra is reputed to determine whether wakefulness, sleep, or dreaming occurs. There is an intriguing similarity between the functions ancient Eastern psychologists have attributed to the throat chakra and the role modern Western physiologists have established for the nearby brainstem in the regulation of states of sleep and consciousness. I would not dismiss without investigation the claims of a group of such obviously disciplined and careful observers of the human body and mind as the yogis, merely because they failed to follow modern scientific methodology, a system of standards that hadn't been invented when yoga was developed. Instead, I look forward to a scientific investigations of more of these extraordinary ideas from the ancient East. The Tibetan waking lucid dream induction techniques provided in this chapter involve a special deep breathing method called pot-shaped breathing, because you extend your abdomen like a round pot. The following exercise shows you how to practice pot-shaped breathing. Exercise: relaxed pot-shaped breathing. Number 1, get comfortable. Because it is often too easy to fall asleep while lying down, you may wish to perform the relaxation, meditation, and concentration exercises presented in this book in a comfortable sitting position. The first time you practice this exercise, however, you should lie on your back, on a firm surface. Loosen your clothing at the neck and the waist. Close your eyes. Rest your hands lightly on your abdomen so that your thumbs rest on the bottom of your rib cage and your middle finger meet over your navel. Number 2, study your breathing. Take a long, slow inhalation. Then follow it with a long, slow exhalation. Then return to a breathing pattern that is just a little slower and deeper than normal. And notice your midsection. Direct your attention to your hands, and you will see that your diaphragm and belly muscles contribute a great deal to both the intake and expulsion of breath from your lungs. Feel the motions of your abdomen and notice how different groups of muscles expand and contract as you rhythmically fill, then empty your lungs. Concentrate on the point where your inhalation begins, at the juncture of your abdomen and at the bottom of your chest. Filling your lungs from the bottom up, simply pay attention to the way your body feels as you breathe. Number 3, breathe slowly and deeply. Allow your breath to find a calm but normal rhythm. Don't force it, but allow your diaphragm and solar plexus to contribute more to the pot-shaped phase of your breathing. Your abdomen should extend out roundly as you inhale, like a pot. Think of yourself as inhaling nourishing energy in the form of light, then sending the light through your body with your exhalation. Feel this light, aka oxygen, flow from your lungs through your arteries and capillaries to bring nutrients and energy to every cell in your body. Adapted from Han. Power of visualization, white dot technique. Number 1, before bed. A, firmly resolve to recognize when you are dreaming. B, visualize in your throat. Point 2 in the 61-point relaxation exercise on page 54, the syllable ah, red in color and vividly radiant. See commentary below. C, mentally concentrate on the radiance of the ah. Imagine that the radiance illuminates and makes visible all things of the world, showing them to be essentially unreal and of the nature of a dream. Number 2, at dawn. A, Practice pot-shaped breathing 7 times. C. Relaxed pot-shaped breathing exercise above. B. Resolve 11 times to comprehend the nature of the dream state. C. Concentrate your mind upon a dot, colored bony white, situated between your eyebrows. Point 1 in the 61-point relaxation exercise. D. Continue to focus on the dot until you find that you are dreaming. Commentary. According to yogic doctrine, each chakra has a special sound or seed syllable associated with it. The seed syllable for the throat chakra is ah, viewed as a symbolic embodiment of creative sound, the power of being a world, conceptual or otherwise, into being. This concept has a certain similarity to the Gospel of St. John. In the beginning was the Word. The Yoga of the Dream State advises that if you fail to recognize dreaming by means of the white dot technique, then try the black dot technique, which immediately follows. Adapted from Evans Wentz. Power of Visualization Black Dot Technique. Number 1. Before bed. A. Meditate on the white dot between your eyebrows, point 1 in the 61-point relaxation exercise on page 54. Number 2, at dawn. A. Practice the pot-shaped breathing 21 times. See exercise above. B. Make 21 resolutions to recognize the dream. C. Then concentrate your mind on a pill-sized black dot as if situated at the base of the generative organ. Point 33 in the 61-point relaxation exercise. D. Continue to focus on the black dot until you find that you are dreaming. Adapted from Evan Wentz. Dream lotus background. The third visualization technique comes from Tarthang Tulku, a Tibetan teacher living and working in the United States. He first introduced me to Tibetan dream yoga in 1970, as recounted in Chapter 3. This method is similar to the preceding 2 techniques in that it employs a throat center visualization, in this case a flame within a lotus blossom. The similarity is no accident. Padmasambhava, the 8th century teacher who first brought the dream yoga techniques to Tibet, also founded the Nyingma, or order, which Tarthang Tulku currently heads. The flame, Tulku explains, represents awareness, the same awareness with which we experience both our waking life and our dreams. It therefore represents the potential for a continuity of awareness between wakefulness and sleep, the preservation of consciousness through sleep onset that we are trying to achieve. In Buddhist iconography, the lotus represents the process of spiritual unfoldment. The lotus grows out of the darkness of the mud and above the surface of the swampy water, where it transcends earth and water, unfolding its many-petaled blossoms to receive the pure light. Those who attain to spiritual understanding also grow out of this world and beyond it. Their roots are in the dark depths of the material world, but their heads, understandings, are raised into the fullness of the light. As you practice the following exercise, bear in mind the symbolic meaning of the visualization. Dream, lotus, and flame technique. Number 1, relax completely. While lying in bed, gently close your eyes and relax your head, neck, back, arms, and legs. Completely let go of all muscular and mental tension and breathe slowly and restfully. Enjoy the feeling of relaxation and let go of your thoughts, worries, and concerns. If you have just awakened from sleep, you are probably sufficiently relaxed. Otherwise, you may use either the progressive relaxation exercise on page 53 or the 61-point relaxation exercise on page 54. Number 2, visualize the flame in the lotus. As soon as you feel fully relaxed, visualize in your throat, point 1 in the 61-point relaxation exercise, a beautiful lotus flower with soft, light pink petals curling slightly inward. In the center of the lotus, imagine a flame, incandescent with reddish-orange light. See the flame as clearly as possible. Is it brighter at the edges than at the center? Gently focus on the top of the flame and continue to visualize it as long as possible. Number 3, observe your imagery. Observe how the image of the flame in the lotus interacts with the other images that arise in your mind. Do not try to think about, interpret, or concern yourself with any of these images, but under all circumstances, continue to maintain your visualization. Number 4, blend with the image and with the dream. Contemplate the flame in the lotus until you feel the image and your awareness or of it are merging together. When this happens, you are no longer conscious of trying to focus on the image, but simply see it. Gradually, with practice, you will find that you are dreaming. Commentary. Unless you are lucky enough to have naturally vivid imagery, you may find the preceding visualizations difficult to achieve with any clarity and detail. If you do find it difficult, you should practice 2 supplementary exercises, see the appendix, before attempting to master this technique. The first, the candle concentration exercise, involves concentration on an actual candle flame. It will strengthen your ability to concentrate and provide a vivid sensory memory of a flame as a basis for the visualization. The second visualization training will help cultivate your ability to produce vivid and detailed imagery. After you have mastered these 2 exercises, the dream lotus and flame technique should be easier for you. Adapted from Tolku. Attention on other mental tasks. You can also use any cognitive process that requires minimal but conscious efforts to focus your mind while falling asleep. Thus, in what is now a familiar story, your body falls asleep, while the cognitive process carries your conscious mind along with it into sleep. The basic approach requires that you lie in bed, relaxed but vigilant, and perform a repetitive mental task. You focus your attention on the task while your perception of the environment diminishes and gradually vanishes, altogether as you fall asleep. As long as you continue to perform this mental task, your mind will remain awake. 10 years ago, as part of my doctoral dissertation research, I developed the following technique for producing wilds with this strategy. Count yourself to sleep technique. Number 1, relax completely. While lying in bed, gently close your eyes and relax your head, neck, back, arms, and legs. Completely let go of all muscular and mental tension and breathe slowly and restfully. Enjoy the feeling of relaxation and let go of your thoughts, worries, and concerns. If you have just awakened from sleep, you are probably sufficiently relaxed. Otherwise, you may use either the progressive relaxation exercise on page 53 or the 61-point relaxation exercise on page 54. Number 2, count to yourself while falling asleep. As you are drifting off to sleep, count to yourself. 1, I'm dreaming. 2, I'm dreaming. And so on, maintaining a degree of vigilance. You may start over after reaching 100 if you wish. Number 3, realize you are dreaming. After continuing the counting and reminding process for some time, you will find that at some point you'll be saying to yourself, I'm dreaming, and you'll notice that you are dreaming. Commentary. The I'm dreaming phrase helps to remind you of what you intend to do, but it isn't strictly necessary. Simply focusing your attention on counting probably would allow you to retain sufficient alertness to recognize dream images for what they are. You can make rapid progress with this technique if you have someone watch over you while you fall asleep. Your assistant's job is to wake you up whenever you show any signs of having fallen asleep and to ask you what number you reached and what you were dreaming. The watcher's task may sound difficult, but in fact it's quite easy to tell when you have fallen asleep. There are several observable signs of sleep onset. With dim light, you can observe the movement of the eyes under the closed lids. Slow pendular movement of the eyes from side to side are a reliable sign of sleep onset, as are minor movements or twitches of the lips, face, hands, feet, and other muscles. A third sign of sleep onset is irregular breathing. As you practice this exercise, your watcher should wake you from time to time and for ask for your count and dream report. At first, you will find that you will have reached perhaps 50 "I'm dreaming" and no further, because at this point you started to dream and forgot to count. Resolve then to try harder to retain consciousness and continue with the exercise. After a few dozen awakenings over the course of an hour or so, the feedback will start to help. Sooner or later, you'll be telling yourself, 100, "I'm dreaming," and find that it is really finally true. Attention on body or self. If you focus on your body while you're falling asleep, you will sometimes notice a condition in which it seems to undergo extreme distortions, or begins to shake with mysterious vibrations, or becomes completely paralyzed. All of these unusual bodily states are related to the process of sleep onset, and particularly REM sleep onset. During REM sleep, as you will recall from Chapter 2, all the voluntary muscles of your body are almost completely paralyzed, except for the muscles that move your eyes and those with which you breathe. REM sleep, REM sleep is a psychophysiological state involving the cooperative activity of a number of distinct special purpose brain systems. For example, independent neural systems cause muscular paralysis, blockade of sensory input, and cortical activation. When these three systems are working together, your brain will be in that state of REM sleep, and you will probably be dreaming. Sometimes the REM systems don't turn on or off at the same time. For example, you may awaken partially from REM sleep before the paralysis system turns off, so that your body is still paralyzed even though you are otherwise awake. Sleep paralysis, as this condition is called, can occur while people are falling asleep, rarely, or waking up more frequently. If you don't know what's happening, your first experience with sleep paralysis can be terrifying. People typically struggle in a fruitless effort to move or to fully wake up. In fact, such emotional panic reactions are completely counterproductive. They are likely to stimulate the limbic or emotional areas of the brain and cause the REM state to persist. The fact is, sleep paralysis is harmless. Sometimes when it happens to you, you feel as if you are suffocating or in the presence of a nameless evil. But this is just a way your half-dreaming brain interprets those abnormal conditions. Something terrible must be happening. The medieval stories of incubus attacks, malevolent spirits believed to descend upon and have sex with sleeping women, probably derived from fantastically overinterpreted experiences of sleep paralysis. The next time you experience sleep paralysis, simply remember to relax. Tell yourself that you are in the same state now as you are several hours every night during REM sleep. It will do you no harm, and it will pass in a few minutes. Sleep paralysis is not only nothing to be frightened of, it can be something to be sought after and cultivated. Whenever you experience sleep paralysis, you are on the threshold of REM sleep. You have, as it were, one foot in the dream state and one in the waking state. You step over and you're in the world of lucid dreams. In the following exercises, we present several techniques for taking that step. The twin bodies technique. Number 1, relax completely. After awakening from a dream, lie on your back or right side with your eyes gently closed. Tighten and then relax your face and head, neck, back, arms, and legs. Completely let go of all muscular and mental tension and breathe slowly and calmly. Enjoy the feeling of relaxation and affirm your intention to consciously enter the dream state. Let go of all other thoughts, worries, and concerns. Number 2, focus on your body. Now focus your attention on your physical body. Use the 61-point relaxation exercise on page 54 to pass your attention from one part of your body to the next, recurrently going through all points. As you do, notice how your body feels at each point along the way. Watch for signs of strange sensations, vibrations, and distortions of your body image. These are the harbingers of REM sleep paralysis. Eventually, you will experience sensations like those described above, which will rapidly develop into complete paralysis of your physical body. At this stage, you are ready to leave your paralyzed body behind and to enter the dream world in your dream body. Number 3, leave your body and enter the dream. As soon as you feel that your physical body is in a profound state of sleep paralysis, you are ready to go. Remember that your currently paralyzed physical body has a magical, movable twin, that is, your dream body, and that you can just as easily experience yourself as being in one body as the other. Indeed, except for occasional lucid periods, you rarely even notice that every night your dream body plays the role of its twin, your physical body. Now imagine yourself embodied in your airy dream body and imagine what it would feel like to float or roll out of your earthbound twin. Let yourself peel free of the immobile physical body. Jump, fall, or crawl out of bed. Sit up or sink through the floor. Fly through the ceiling or just get up. Now you're in the world of lucid dreaming. Commentary. As soon as you step out of bed, you should recognize that you are truly a stranger in a strange land. Remember that you are in the dream body and that everything around you is a dream thing too. That includes the bed you just got out of. It's a dream bed, and the sleeping body you also just got out of. Although you were thinking of it a moment ago as a physical body, now it's a dream body too. Everything you see is your dream. If you believe that you are floating around the physical world in your astral body, then ask then I ask you to make a critical observation or two and perform a few state tests. Here are 3 examples. Number 1, try reading the same passage from the book twice. Number 2, look at a digital watch. Look away, then look back a few seconds later. Number 3, try finding and reading this paragraph and draw your own conclusions. Adapted from Thali and Roma. 2 bodies or one. As Thali points out, the experience of a second body is an unnecessary assumption based on a naive epistemology. As I explained in Lucid Dreaming, out-of-body experiences often give us the compelling impression that we have 2 distinct and separate bodies, the physical, earthly body, and a more ethereal, astral one. In fact, a person experiences only one body, and this isn't the physical body, but the body image, the brain's representation of the physical body. The body image is what we experience anytime we feel embodied, whether in our physical, dream, or astral out-of-bodies. So, since the idea of a second body is unnecessary, you may choose to try the following adaptation of Thali's one-body technique, which carries one less body in its metaphysical baggage compartment. The one-body technique. Number 1, relax completely. After awakening from a dream, lie on your back or right side with your eyes gently closed. Tighten and then relax your face and head, neck, back, arms, and legs. Completely let go of all muscular and mental tension and breathe slowly and calmly. Enjoy the feeling of relaxation and affirm your intention to consciously enter the dream state. Let go of all other thoughts, worries, and concerns. Number 2, focus on your body. Now focus your attention on your body. Use the 61-point relaxation exercise on page 54 to pass your attention from one part of your body to the next, recurrently going through all points. As you do, notice how your body feels at each point along the way. Watch for signs of strange sensations, vibrations, and distortions of your body image. These are the harbingers of the REM sleep paralysis. Eventually, you will experience sensations like those described above, which will rapidly develop into a complete paralysis of your body. At this stage, you are ready to leave your paralyzed body behind and to enter the dream world. Number 3, leave your body and enter the dream. As soon as you feel that your physical body is in the profound state of sleep paralysis, you are ready to go. Remember that the body image you are currently experiencing as a paralyzed physical body cannot move. in mental space, because sensory information is telling your brain that your physical body is motionless. When sensory input is cut off, when you go deeper into REM sleep, there will be no information except memory, indicating that your body is still in the position it was before. Now you are free to feel movement of your body image or dream body without any contradiction from your sensory systems. Your body image can move without reference to the actual position of your physical body, as it does naturally in dreams. Moreover, if you are experiencing sleep paralysis, you can be sure that inhibition of sensory input cannot be far off. Simply imagine that your body image can move again. Imagine you are somewhere other than sleeping in bed, anywhere else, in any other position or situation. Once you experience that your dream body is out of bed, you will no longer feel the sensations from the paralysis of your physical body. Commentary. The same caveats apply for the one body technique as for the twin bodies procedure. As soon as you step out of bed, you should recognize that you are dreaming. Remember that you are moving in your dream body and that everything around you is a dream thing too. Everything you see in your dream. Adapted from Thali and Rama. One body or none. Of course, even the one-body image we were left with in the last technique is the product of naive metaphysical realism. Your body image is your brain's model of your physical body. Your body image acts as if it is your physical body while you're awake. This is because your body provides your brain with sensory information about its position and condition. From this sensory information, your brain constructs a model of the current status and arrangement of your physical body. Finally, you experience your brain's model of your body, that is, the body image, as if it were your body. This all makes good sense if you are trying to keep track of what your physical body is up to. Your brain needs to keep a carefully updated model that correctly represents how things stand with your physical body, so that you can act without tripping over your own feet. Let's consider a very different state of affairs. REM sleep, in this case, your physical body is providing virtually no useful sensory information about its condition to your brain. As a result, the brain cannot properly update the configuration of the body model to match that of the physical body. The brain, in a sense, has lost the sleeping body. So the body image travels through the dreamland blissfully unaware that if the brain were in sensory contact with the physical world, the dream body wouldn't be going anywhere. Now let's take a radical look at the brain's body model. It isn't representing the position, activity, or condition of the physical body. Why should it need to maintain a model of the appearance, functionality, typology, or form of the physical body? As Thali puts it, the experiencing of one's own body in a dream is merely a phenomenon transferred from the waking state and is a phenomenon transferred from the waking state and is essentially expendable. This allows us to throw overboard even more metaphysical baggage and really travel light. We've gone from the twin bodies technique to the one body technique. The last step is the no body technique. The no body technique. Number 1, relax completely. After awakening from a dream, lie on your back or right side with your eyes gently closed. Tighten and then relax your face, your neck, your head, your back, your arms, your legs. Completely let go of all muscular and mental tension and breathe slowly and calmly. Enjoy the feeling of relaxation and affirm your intention to consciously enter the dream state. Let go of all other thoughts, worries, and concerns. If you've just awakened from sleep, you are probably sufficiently relaxed. Otherwise, you may use either the progressive relaxation exercise on page 53 or the 61-point relaxation exercise on page 54. Let everything wind down slower and slower, more and more relaxed, until your mind becomes as serene as the calmest sea. Number 2, think that you will soon no longer feel your body. While falling asleep, concentrate on the thought that when you fall asleep, your body will become perceptible. Number 3, float freely about the dream as an ego point. As soon as you can no longer feel your body, imagine that you are a point of awareness from which you perceive, feel, think, and act in the dream world. Freely float about the dream world like a mote upon a sunbeam. Commentary. Some people will probably feel that life as a disembodied spark leaves something to be desired. If so, never fear, there are plenty of vacant dream bodies available for immediate occupancy. Thali describes a combination procedure called the image ego point technique, which differs from the no-body technique in only one way. You must also concentrate on hypnagogic imagery. He elaborates, if a visual dream scenery has become established, then it is possible to travel into that scenery. The ego point can, under certain circumstances, enter the body of another dream figure and take over its motor system. Adapted from Thali's ego point technique. Where do you go from here? The last 2 chapters have described and explained the techniques for inducing lucid dreams. Try all the techniques, then focus on the ones that work best for you. Practice them frequently, and you should find your proficiency growing. The more lucid dreams you have, the easier it will become to have them. Once you are able to enter the lucid dream world, the question will arise, now that you are here, where do you go and what do you do next? The next 2 chapters will prepare you for applying lucid dreams by providing background and techniques for prolonging lucid dreams, and by showing you how to work with dream imagery. And that is the end of chapter 4. So remember, if you've missed any of the previous chapters of this amazing, dreamy, metaphysical book, you can find them in our original playlist titled Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming, found on our playlist tab. Please also, while you're there, check out our community tab. We love interacting with you in the comments section. So make sure you leave us a comment after this has been processed. And thank you all for joining us today, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful, relaxing weekend. Wishing you all a beautiful day.